Good morning, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. It's Monday, January 26th, 2026, and this is your AM update.
He made the decision to go there. We didn't make the decision to talk to him.
An anti-ICE agitator shot dead in Minnesota by law enforcement as each frame of social media video of the incident is scrutinized.
America today has the lowest murder rate that we've had since 1900.
A new report indicating a dramatic drop in violent crime across the country. A powerful winter storm paralyzes travel, brings school closures, and power outages for millions in dozens of states. And rock climber Alex Honnold trades cliffs for glass and steel, summiting one of the tallest buildings in the world live on Netflix. All that and more coming up in just a moment on your AM Update. A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to somebody from Birch Gold Group? You know, you've been thinking about it. They use an educated approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower right now and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 and claim your eligibility today. Again, text MK to 989898 now. An anti-ICE activist shot and killed by federal agents on Saturday morning in Minneapolis. 37-year-old Alex Preddy, seen holding a cell phone while standing in the street, appearing to attempt to direct traffic as Border Patrol agents were attempting to arrest an illegal alien outside a donut shop. Two other protesters seen nearby engaging with a U.S. Border Patrol agent. That agent herding the two protesters to the other side of the street, shoving one of them to the ground. Preddy then seen stepping in between the agent and the female protester. At that point, a group of agents arrive, one of them deploying pepper spray against Preddy and the protester on the ground. The agents then swarming Preddy, attempting an arrest as he appears to resist. Amid the struggle, someone shouts, "Gun!" Then several shots ring out. The agents backing away for a moment as Preddy remains silent on the pavement. In the aftermath of the shooting, video capturing multiple angles of the incident, circulating widely on social media. Amid the scuffle, agents recovering a 9mm handgun and additional loaded magazines, DHS later posting pictures of both, saying they belonged to Preddy. Interpretations of what happened during those crucial 4 seconds vary wildly. We will have full analysis of multiple videos frame by frame later today on The Megyn Kelly Show. In the immediate aftermath, tensions in Minneapolis escalating rapidly. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, both Democrats, delivering heated remarks at separate press conferences.
I just saw a video of more than 6 masked agents pummeling one of our constituents and shooting him to death. How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end?
Donald Trump, I call on you once again. Remove this force from Minnesota. They are sowing chaos and violence. We've seen deadly violence from federal agents again and again and again. And quit referring to these people as law enforcement. They are not law enforcement.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem at a Saturday presser initially describing the incident this way.
The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
Bill Malugin of Fox reporting on X last night that more than half a dozen federal sources, including immigration sources, some of them senior, telling him they are extremely frustrated by DHS messaging here, including the claim that Preddy wanted to carry out, quote, maximum damage. They make no excuses for Preddy's recklessness, but describe what they view as inaccurate spin by DHS as, quote, catastrophic, saying it is eroding trust and credibility and that they are, quote, fed up. Yesterday morning on Fox, Secretary Noem not repeating her most incendiary claims, but instead focusing on the legality of Preddy's interaction with federal agents.
We do know that he came to that scene and impeded a law enforcement operation, which is against federal law. It's a felony. When he did that, interacting with those agents, when they tried to get him to disengage, he became aggressive and resisted them throughout that process. These officers used their training, followed their protocols, and were in fear of their lives and the people around them. And that's how this tragedy unfolded, and we hope we never see it again.
DHS is investigating the incident. In the wake of the shooting, information about Preddy coming to light. He was a nurse with the VA and a concealed carry permit holder, none of which was likely known by law enforcement agents at the time of the shooting. Preddy's father, Michael, telling the Associated Press, quote, "We had this discussion with him 2 weeks ago or so. You know, that go ahead and protest, but do not engage. Do not do anything stupid, basically. And he said he knows that. He knew that." Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino yesterday on CNN defending agents who have faced weeks of hostile behavior from protesters.
Can't say that enough. He made the decision to go there. We didn't make the decision to talk to him. We didn't even know that individual was in existence until he came into that crime scene.
ICE Associate Director Marcos Charles outlining the dangers his officers face daily in Minneapolis just trying to arrest violent illegals.
Yesterday, here in Minneapolis, a crowd of violent agitators tackled an ICE special agent when one of our special response teams went to assist. A protester literally bit off part of that agent's finger.
Democrat lawmakers on Sunday amping up rhetorical attacks against ICE. Here, Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, and Mark Kelly of Arizona.
Minneapolis is fundamentally less safe because ICE and CBP are there.
We're seeing a lawless agency that is assaulting our communities and putting our lives at risk. None of this makes us safer.
My message is simple. ICE is making us not more safe, they're making us less safe, and they need to get out of our state.
Pretty obvious that this man was shot dead in the street for no reason. This is wrong. It's outrageous. Please, look at the video. Believe your own eyes.
The Wall Street Journal's Josh Dawsey reporting last night that he had spoken with President Trump, who, quote, didn't know if he supported the ICE officer who opened fire here, saying the administration is reviewing everything before coming out with a determination. Commander Bovino telling reporters yesterday we need to wait for the investigation to play out before drawing conclusions. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche yesterday on Meet the Press putting the blame on state and local leadership's lack of cooperation with federal immigration efforts.
Why? In one city, in one place do we have these problems. We deport 10 times the number of illegal aliens out of Texas than we do out of Minneapolis. Why do we hear nothing out of Texas about any of the same problems that we have in Minneapolis? I'll tell you why. Because in Texas, we have the cooperation and support of local law enforcement so that we can do these operations safely, keeping U.S. citizens and others protected and safe. That is not what we have in Minneapolis. And the fact that it's the administration that's being blamed for the utter failure of leadership in Minneapolis is not right. It's not appropriate.
President Trump in a lengthy post Sunday on Truth Social calling on Mayor Frey and Governor Walz to begin cooperating with the feds on multiple fronts, including turning over illegal immigrants in state prisons and directing state and local police to assist with federal law enforcement. The president also calling on Congress to pass legislation ending sanctuary cities. Governor Walz activating the Minnesota National Guard on Saturday. The scope of that mission is unclear, though video circulating on social media yesterday shows troops wearing reflective vests so as not to be confused with ICE law enforcement, passing out donuts and hot chocolate to anti-ICE protesters. More on all of this today on The MK Show. A stunning and historic reversal in violent crime. The murder rate now at its lowest level in more than a century. A new report from the nonpartisan think tank Council of Criminal Justice, or CCJ, analyzing data from 40 major cities. Of the available data, the CCJ finding, quote, the average reported homicide rate last year was 21% lower than in 2024. FBI data is not yet available from 2025, though when it is accessible, the CCJ anticipating the overall homicide rate will drop to about 4 per 100,000 residents. From the report, quote, that would be the lowest rate ever recorded in law enforcement or public health data going back to 1900, and would mark the largest single-year percentage drop in the homicide rate on record. Denver, Colorado leading the way with a 41% decline. Washington, D.C. and Omaha, Nebraska in second with 40% drops. Nationwide, the aggravated assault rate dropping by 9% from 2024, domestic violence down 2%, robbery down 23%, carjackings 43% lower, a 17% decline in residential burglary too. Sexual assaults remaining about equal, and drug offenses increasing by 7% from the previous year, but still coming in lower than 2019 rates. The report finding violent crime overall in 2025 to be at or below levels in 2019, just prior to the BLM rioting of 2020. The report declining to identify what's actually driving the decline, cautioning that without, quote, rigorous evidence, it is not possible to confidently pinpoint the factors fueling the drop in homicide, like President Trump's National Guard deployments and increased immigration enforcement efforts. The New York Times writing, quote, what's behind the staggering drop in the murder rate? No one knows for sure. The White House venturing a guess. In a statement reading, quote, since taking office, President Trump has deployed a whole-of-government offensive in Democrat-run cities, driving down crime, ridding the streets of savage criminal illegal aliens, backing law enforcement, and bringing back order where incompetent Democrat politicians surrendered to anarchy and despair. Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana yesterday on CBS putting it bluntly.
America today has the lowest murder rate that we've had since 1900, in part because of President Trump's actions to get these violent people off our streets. 416,000 have been removed. Do you want them still out on our streets?
No.
I don't think most people do.
President Trump routinely imploring Democrat leaders to reach out to the administration for help controlling crime in their cities. For establishment media, causes of the drop in crime may remain elusive, but the results of federal crackdowns are objectively measurable. Coming up, a massive winter storm leads to travel disruptions, school closures, and power outages across much of the country. And rock climber Alex Honnold's latest challenge, summiting one of the world's tallest buildings without any ropes, live on Netflix. Let's talk about All Family Pharmacy. They do what pharmacies are supposed to. They just do it better. They get people the medications they need fast and at a fair price. When you don't want to wait in line or deal with insurance headaches and you want your medications delivered straight to your home, All Family Pharmacy makes it simple. When everyone around you is getting sick and you want to be prepared instead of reactive, consider All Family Pharmacy. And when your doctor refuses to prescribe medications like ivermectin, even after you've done your research, All Family Pharmacy will give you another option. They've got antibiotics, antivirals, Tamiflu, ivermectin, blood pressure medications, and a lot more. You order online. A licensed doctor reviews your request and your medications ship straight to your door. It's that simple. Be prepared for the year ahead. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Megyn and use that code Megyn10 when you check out to save 10% on your next order. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/Megyn. Use the code Megyn10 when you check out to save 10%. A winter storm sprawling across much of the country, bringing a mix of snow, ice, and freezing rain, affecting as many as 245 million people in 40 states, from as far southwest as Arizona all the way up through the Northeast to Maine. Millions experiencing bitter cold temperatures. Watertown, New York, near the Canadian border, dropping to negative 34 degrees. In Northeast Ohio, wind chills expected to go as low as negative 25. Record low temperatures expected across the southern plains today, with single-digit temps anticipated in parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas, according to Fox Weather. The system already proving deadly. 2 men in Louisiana dying from hypothermia, according to the state's Department of Health. More than 1,800 miles of the U.S. now blanketed in snow from the Rockies to the East Coast, reports CNN. As of Sunday afternoon, the Weather Channel reporting 16 inches in Davis, West Virginia, 8.5 inches in Pittsburgh, another 8 inches in St. Louis. We got nearly 1.5 feet here in Connecticut. The ice, especially across the South, proving to be the most destructive. On social media, pictures and videos circulating showing power lines encased in thick ice. In some areas, utility poles collapsing under the added weight. Frozen tree limbs snapping, bringing down lines, about 1 million customers losing power across the South at certain points over the weekend, according to the AP. Many school districts around the country announcing closures or remote learning today. Boo, remote learning, citing dangerous travel conditions and power concerns. Houston, Dallas, Charlotte, Philadelphia, Boston, Memphis, Nashville, and Baltimore among those canceling classes entirely. Travel disruptions compounding through the weekend. FlightAware.com reporting more than 19,000 delays and over 12,000 cancellations yesterday alone. The New York Times reporting yesterday had the most flight cancellations of any day since the early days of the pandemic. LaGuardia Airport in New York closing Sunday afternoon through the evening. CBS News reporting at the time of the cancellation more than 90% of flights had already been canceled. At least 24 states are under emergency weather declarations, emergency crews working round the clock to clear roads and restore power. The Weather Channel reporting the storm is expected to linger across parts of the Northeast. Much of the country remains in winter storm and ice warnings, with officials stressing the importance of checking local forecasts and advisories. Rock climber Alex Honnold, who famously climbed the 3,000-foot El Capitan rock face in Yosemite National Park without ropes, making history again, successfully summiting one of the world's tallest buildings without any safety equipment. Honnold taking on Taipei 101, the iconic 1,667-foot-tall building in Taiwan. Though the skyscraper is significantly shorter than El Capitan, the challenge presenting unique risks. Glass and steel offering less friction than a rock face, making slipping far more likely. Honnold beginning the climb early Sunday morning local time, the event broadcast live on Netflix with a 10-second delay in the event of tragedy. Hundreds gathering on the ground and inside the building, which houses retail and office space, to witness the ascent. Wearing a bright red shirt and armed only with a chalk bag and climbing shoes, Honnold beginning his climb, his wife, Sonny McCandless, in attendance. Their 2 children, 3-year-old June and 23-month-old Alice, not present. As he climbed higher, the increasing wind becoming more visible, whipping his shirt and tossing his hair. Several times during the ascent, Honnold pausing on narrow ledges to wipe his shoes and hands clean of the building's greasy residue. 44 minutes into the climb, Honnold passing the 60th floor, where wife Sonny watches from inside. With a wide smile and a nervous giggle, she flashes a thumbs up. Alex smiles and continues upward. Reaching the final stage, the tower, Honnold makes a few final moves, then hoists himself onto the very top. His reaction moments later.
Sick.
Honnold taking a selfie at the top and waving to the crowd below before unraveling a rope to rappel down to a staging area. The world and his wife breathing a sigh of relief.
So great. Oh.
Was it really hot?
It was great.
Was it? Let's get in the elevator.
Yeah, how do we get to the elevator?
I'll lead the way. I've got the stairs and the elevators really dialed.
Yeah, show me the stairs.
In total, the climb taking 1 hour and 32 minutes. The elevator ride down, less than 60 seconds. And that'll do it for your AM update. I'm Megyn Kelly. Join me back here for the MK Show, live on SiriusXM's The Megyn Kelly Channel 111 at noon East, on youtube.com/Megyn Kelly, and on all podcast platforms.